did when I was working at the office. I also worked as an English teacher for Japanese students online, and it was fun. It was really nice. There was basically like 4 people would join a classroom, and I would wake up at like 4 in the morning to start it, and like I would go like 4, 5, 6. I go about 3 hours, which would be like 3 lessons, and then I would go to class.
So you'd have like back to back to back, or
yeah, it would be back
how
to
would
back
the 3
to back.
hours work?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
each class was 45 minutes, and then it would be like or 50 minutes. They were 50 minutes, and then there was a 10-minute break getting ready for the next one. And the school provided everything. They provided like the like PowerPoints, and they provided audio stuff, and so it was,
that's really good.
yeah, it was actually pretty nice. And the only bad thing was well, I guess now it would be really bad because I was paid in yen. So
Ooh.
oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I would make, oh, hold on, let's see. I think it was 1,400 yen.
Per lesson?
Yes.
So, oof.
I would be making
but yeah-
$9.
Except back then, it was worth a lot more money. And I think it's different because they prepared everything for you.
Yeah.
I've heard of teachers coming in and just having to make a lesson plan from scratch. So if you're just
yeah.
kind of reading PowerPoints,
It was an easy thing to have, especially because it was like 3 hours in the morning, and I like every morning, Monday through Friday, like it was really easy, and the students were usually really nice. It was like hard because they would like try to get you to like get them to talk and come out of their shell a little bit, and like I mean that's me trying to get people to be like, how are you, what's up, and like but people really liked me, so I was like one of the best teachers in the school.
I mean, yeah, you have a talent. I don't know what to tell you. This was your like this was streaming before streaming for you.
And there was one student, oh my God, there was one student, fucking Koji, I'm calling him out.
Whoa.
He would come in every time, and I'd be like, hi Koji, how are you? And he'd be like, I'm watching Sword Art Online right now. And I'd be like, you're supposed to be you're paying for this lesson. And then another time, hi Koji, how are you? I'm watching Evangelion right now. I'm like, what? And he would not respond to stuff because, but he wasn't. These are adults. These are not children.
Yeah, so it's like he's paying to be there. So
Yeah.
hey, you just do your lesson.
Yeah, and there were some people that would come in. They were like so fluent, and I'm like, why are you here? Like, but it was mostly like either Japanese office workers or bored housewives, and so. It was really cute because sometimes like I'd get like a housewife and she's like, today I made a bento for my son. And I'm like,
oh. Did she show you pictures or no? Oh, I guess they didn't have your numbers and stuff.
yeah,
and
they could see a video of me, but I couldn't see like them. But sometimes like one person would show up, and like, if it was Koji, it'd just be like a private lesson between me and Koji. And like,
oh, so you got paid regardless of how many students. You just did the PowerPoint.
yeah, it was awesome.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's actually really, really cool.
And so like if it was just one person, like I would just teach them, and it was mostly like, we didn't even have to follow. They weren't even so strict that it like we had to follow the PowerPoint. Like they would be like, oh, like maybe go over it a little bit, but if the person just wants to talk, then just talk with them, like don't worry about it. But Koji, it's so funny because I bring him up because one time we had a private lesson, and I was just like, I'm into anime too. Like, let's talk anime. And then he was just like, what else are you into? And I was like, oh, I'm into idols. So he was just like, oh, I never really got into idols. Do you have any suggestions? And I was like, oh, I like this group. And it was AKB48. And
Of course.
he was just like, oh, okay, thanks. Obviously he's heard of them. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go try and go to one of their shows. And I think I ruined Koji's life because then every time he would come back, he would be like, okay, so this idol, blah, 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 blah. I was just like, oh no, I think Koji's in deep. And then
Oh, Koji.
Yeah, there was a few students that we kind of became like not friends, but like they were. I was like, here's my Twitter, and they would follow me, and I'd follow them. And like Koji, then he started to get into like the really underground idols, and then like,
you ruined this man's life.
And then I was like, oh my god, wait, oh no, he's like deeper in than I am, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I don't know, I don't have any of them added anymore. I hope they're all I hope Koji's doing okay.
I wonder if Koji would find this podcast and be like, I was Koji.
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
I was Koji.
I'm Koji. I mean, it's possible he's into VTubers because he was into anime.
Oh my God.
I've tried like finding the school again, but I think it's shut down now, which makes me sad because I was just like, I wonder if I could like just do it kind of on the side.
That genuinely sounded like such a good, and again, because they prepared everything for you. And did you have to speak in English, right?
Yeah, only in English.
Okay.
And the only bad thing,
which is great English practice for them. I get it.
We're also just a very Japanese company. Like, so, like in the mornings, it's 4 a.m. I'm waking up. I'm like so tired. You know, I just worked the day or studied the night before, or did whatever. And like, you know, they wanted our cameras on. So I'm like, okay, I have to put on all my makeup and everything and look good at 4 in the morning. And if I yawned, I would get in trouble. They would be like, don't yawn. I would pause.
Yeah, it's rude. It's unprofessional.
Yeah, I would like, there was a way to like pause your screen. I would pause it and yawn, and like someone would be like, hey, why is your screen paused? You're like, are you not paying attention? I was just like, oh my God. And so they were kind of micromanaging in that way. And then one time my sister, she got into a really bad accident. She fell off a mountain and broke her back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so
that's a really bad fall.
Yeah. And so I was like, I can't work tonight because there were night classes and there were morning classes. So the night classes would be you know, they would be morning for them. Or wait, no. Yeah. Wait.
Or maybe they had morning classes and night classes, but like, you know, if it's morning for them, it's night for you, vice versa.
Exactly. And I was just like, it was that night. And I was like, I messaged them and I was like, I'm so sorry I can't have my classes today because I have to go to the hospital because my sister just fell off a mountain. And they were like, are you sure you can't do your classes? And I was like,
yeah, that doesn't fly in Japan.
No.
Like it's
stuff like that.
You gotta work, baby.
So I was just like, I don't know. I mean, my sister just fell off a mountain. They were like, do you think you'll be able to do your morning classes then? And I was like, because it was, I'm guessing, it is my night classes, so nighttime for me, and then my morning classes. And I was like, I don't know, because I had to drive really far, like for it. Like she was hours and hours away.
It's scary. Like your sister. Yeah, this is so.
And so I was like, I don't know if I'll be back for my morning classes. And they were like, wow, this is just really inconvenient for us. Like this is, you know. And
it's so inconvenient that your sister fell and broke her back.
Yeah.
I'm so. Ugh.
Companies that do that kind of stuff, I'm just so like, what do you want me to do? Okay, I'll just never talk to my family ever again. You know, like.
I mean, if it made you work more, they'd be okay with that, right?
Obviously. I'm so distraught about my sister's broken back. I mean, she was fine.
Well, I mean, was it recovering for a while? Was it
what
her back?
Oh no, it happened that night.
Yeah, but I mean, like, did she take a long time to recover her back? How did it?
Yeah, it took her a long time. I mean, she climbs again now. She's crazy.
Oh, okay, that is. I would have taken it as a sign of like, okay, God, I get it. You hate this hobby.
My sister's
listen, God.
My sister's an absolute normie. She like does all that stuff. Like,
I thought you were gonna say absolutely crazy, and I was preparing with like, oh yeah, I run in the family.
I do it. What are you trying to say now?
I was preparing. I had a bullet in the chamber.
No, I think she's a bit of an adrenaline junkie. And so she would like she would like do the climbing and she like, what?
I think you too sometimes a little bit.
You think?
You think? Tell me again. I think so.
In what way? What do you think? Why?
I think streaming in general is like a very but I do think streaming in general is like a little bit of a thrill for it and things like that. Yeah.
Maybe. I think I'm more of a masochist for streaming.
Really?
Yeah.
It hurts?
It hurts good.
Tell me where it hurts. Tell me how it hurts. How can I hurt more? How can I make it hurt more?
But yeah, after those jobs, the weirdo office where I listen, the data entry office, and then English teaching, I went to another office. After that, I only worked at offices.
You went to another office after the Japanese teaching job?
Yes. And also, I worked the first office and the English teaching at the same time.
Yeah, because the other one is just you kind of get like 3 hours here and there. It's probably not every day.
Yeah. And then I did the second office, and that one I was more of like an assistant. And so I kind of like moved up a little bit from
nice. Let's go. Hey, she's moving up.
Yeah.
Were you still able to listen to as many novels? No. What does being an assistant entail?
I couldn't listen to any novels. My novel life ended. It was so sad.
It
was like a really small
That would be a
office.
deal breaker, genuinely.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I think so. It was a small office.
Yeah, it was like one of those like everyone's family, like at this office, like we're all, like, and I'm just kind of like, I don't like that because they pressure you into doing like a bunch of stuff.
Absolutely.
And I'm like,
absolutely.
Like at one point, I was. Some people know this, but at one point, like this is how close they were. Like, my boss was just like, "Oh my gosh, my back hurts so much. I wish someone would just walk on it." And one of the ladies was just like, "Hey, Mint, you're small enough. Good, get on his back and just walk on his back." And I was like,
okay. I come from a family that does that kind of thing, but that is like family. I do not imagine doing. I think if a stranger asked me to walk on his back, I'd do it. But I am like silly like that. I do it for the story.
Stranger is signing your paychecks. Of course you'd do it, right? Like, so I was just it only happened once. It only,
especially for you. Like I do it, but you're like, I can imagine how awkward it must have been for you.
God,
like I can imagine how.
Weird. It was so weird. And that sad thing is my boss was like the least of the weird people in that office. So,
really?
Yeah.
How are people more weird than that?
I don't know. All the ladies were just very weird, like very like, I don't know. It's just, I don't. They all like were very gossipy kind of ladies, but like
any office ever, right?
Oh, of course. But like, so if I told them something, they would be like, "Oh, so this, and then and then this, and you're thinking this, and you're gonna do this." And I was like, "Whoa! I just said that I was thinking of, I don't know if I wanted,
yeah. I
wanted barbecue today or not. Like, I don't know." Like,
yeah. And they already like have a whole story, and they're like, they go down every path, and you're like,
yes.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, it was.
I can relate.
Everyone there was really nice. Like, it wasn't bad by any means. Like, they still expect me to come back and say hello to them sometimes.
Really?
I have not done that once.
Did you like your experience of working there?
I didn't hate it. I think is probably stronger because it was
a strong word.
Yeah, because it was really easy. Like, I feel like every office job that I've had has been pretty easy. And so it's hard for me to say like, oh, it was a terrible experience. Even if like, it was, I mean, there were some days that were like frustrating, obviously. I think that comes with a job. But like, I mean, if I'm able to just sit at a computer and then there was like, if I got my job done, I was just on Twitter. I was like, I was just doing nothing. And
is there any of your jobs that you mentioned that you would like go back to say hi to, or no, none of the ones you mentioned?
Probably only that one. If I had to, if someone was just
like gun to your head, you have to pick one. Yeah, you picking this one, but not like lovingly.
The job I had after that, which would be my last one before streaming, they will sometimes they would sometimes email me and be like, "Hey, do you want your job back?" Like even recently.
Ooh.
So
Sorry, she's a podcaster now. She's busy.
I'm a
Sorry,
podcaster.
keep your
Get motivated.
grubby claws.
Can do it. If you are not putting in the effort, then you will expect no
Never
results.
amount to anything.
Yeah, I'm a podcaster, but it's I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I worked there for many years, like a lot of years, because it was just very easy, and they worked around once I graduated school, they were like, okay, we'll hire you full time. Like, it was good.
I didn't know you had a degree.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
I'm a surgeon.
Appalled.
I'm a doctor.
I'm appalled. They let you. they just let anybody graduate nowadays, huh?
Oh yeah, obviously. I graduated at the top of my class.
Uh-huh.